Hi guys, welcome back to Occultists Anonymous, episode 91. I remember the last one was 90, which is a nice round number, and those are the ones I count out, but I forgot to, so hi, welcome to 91. Also, during the break, we kind of remembered, oh right, it's been a year. You guys have put up with us for 52 weeks, 365 days. Holy crap. Actually, technically 366, because we did go through leap year. I guess.
We started on the 17th.
Right, but we did
by
the
the
leap
time
year.
they see this video on YouTube.
Yeah.
It will be more than a year since our first video was published.
Yeah. So, wow. Thank you for putting up with us. If you joined us late and you've only been with us for just a couple weeks and you binged us or something, this still counts. You can still celebrate with us for the 1 year. It's cool. But yes, super excited. Glad this campaign has kept a chronicle. Hasn't fallen apart. None of the players have turned and tried to kill me. They had plenty of two of them had plenty of opportunity to do it in Philadelphia, just kill me in my sleep.
True.
But they kept me around.
We did lose one along the way.
Right, but these things happen. And I'll be honest, that's kind of every campaign. There's always people stepping in, dropping out. It's cool. Like that's just a game. And welcome to our game, because if you've been here this entire time, yeah, we've had some inner character drama. We've had inner player drama, and that's okay, because that's what a game is. And, you know, hearts are on sleeves. We get into some deep stuff, and, you know, that's just it. It's cool. It's all right. Just be friendly and love each other. So, as always, the Onyx Path. Man, 0 for 2. As always, Occultists Anonymous is sponsored by the Onyx Path, Roll20, and patrons just like you. I'm going to say patrons just like you, because even if you're not actually a patron on Patreon, you're watching, you're sharing, you're subscribing, I hope. And that's plenty of support. So do not feel bad if you're not actually a patron. Just do that if you have the spare money and are interested in some extra little stuff from us. A specific shout out to Badur, Adam, Emil, Michael, Alexander, Cat Feathers, Giovanni, Sebastian, Noba, Alan Michael, Melissa, Moku, John, Puppeteer, Senna, Rovisgrad, Bernie, Doc, Brandon, Michael, Josh, Perry, James, Schmitty, Thomas, and Ryan. Thank you guys for your support. We are super excited to share with you the character art that is coming so very, very soon. We had the first sketches today. Today we put our little notes, which there were not many notes needed. We literally just oh yeah, Gabe looks like this, and Weird needs more hair. Because and to quote Brenna, who's the artist, and I'm not going to put any links. Well, I'll put links soon, but because the art, wherever it is not Brenna's art yet, we're going to keep our old artist stuff. But you'll definitely see a link soon. And she said, and I quote, "Oh, I'm totally down for 100% more floof." So Weird will definitely have plenty of hair. So when we last left the Cabal,
more length, not more poofs, but yeah.
Right, yes. But when we last left the Cabal, Pip had been summoned, air quote, to add some wards to some spirit wards for the Sanctum, the Rookery Sanctum. Weird had a good heart-to-heart with Moonkeeper about time and fate and sacrifice, and made mention, small retcon, about the fact that she had forged a legacy to basically support her Cabal and tied herself to it. And there was definitely some impressive, interesting kind of stuff, very similar to what Factory had done with Atratus, when she goes, "Hang on, you have a legacy? A new one? Not one that she had founded, but kind of sort of had founded, and now Weird has one too." And just like the book suggests, wow, multiple people founding a legacy, that Cabal is going to attract some attention. So yeah, that's going to happen.
And also just
there's Songbird.
so you know,
just joining a legacy like a scrub.
Just you know, you guys are kind of making some waves, right? You're doing things weird. Yep.
Yeah. And then, Pip had also given the whole Cabal, because minor retcon there, that Weird hadn't left, but had stayed there, given Spirit Sight, to which most of the Cabal was like, this is cool. This is cool. And Atratus went, I have to leave. And booked it for the Rescue One
Kicks
fire
open
station.
the door of the Rescue One's shop.
Yeah. Show me that dragon.
Which you see as you walk towards. This thing is slumberingly heavy, overlaid on the Rescue One itself. You can see like there's an arm that's kind of reaching out one window, you know, the head resting atop the flat rooftop, tail that kind of extends out from, you know, the garage. And it's just this thick, heavy, massive, slumbering blue-green serpent dragon-esque thing. There's no wings visible or anything like that. I don't recognize that one, sorry.
Yep.
Spirited Away, he's the river dragon.
Spirited Away.
Oh, okay, sure. Have not seen that one.
What?
I know.
What kind of weeb are you?
I'm not.
Not.
No. Oh, actually, yeah, pretty close. A little more blue.
No, he's literally a river spirit.
Yeah, but no, just the appearance-wise, that's actually, Haku. That's kind of what a lot more blue than
Welcome
the white.
to Mage Miyazaki edition.
Yeah. Oh man, there's some very. Oh, damn! There's like
you should really watch Spirited Away for spirit reference at least.
I'm sure there's a terrific little gif of Haku apparently gets into a fight and gets all beat up. Cool. All right. Mm-hmm. It's on my list of things to watch. Amanda loves it. I just never got around to it. Anyways, yes, giant river spirit type. Actually, I think river is probably appropriate. It is.
Is that the river in New York?
Well, yeah, Hudson Bay. Yeah, the Hudson. Yeah,
well, the Hudson River.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in New York City.
That's a big pull for a fucking werewolf.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, some of them, you know,
it's a big spirit.
And well, bigger packs have, you know, definitely, you know, bigger things. I will have to research, but yeah, it very well may be the spirit of the Hudson. You don't know. You're the mage who's not used to doing spirits at all, and all of a sudden you get to see them.
I will also point out that I am at like a disadvantage for seeing actual things right now.
Oh yes,
so like probably bumping into people and street lamps. And...
I don't know if you want to punish me for running through the city with like negative perception right now.
Right. But yeah, I mean, you're not blinded or anything like that, but yeah, you definitely have a -2 to, you know, actions that are not, you know, dealing with the magic, right? Because technically it's still your mage site, so you're still seeing the weird world of the Stygia, just you're also seeing the spirits here as well, which is probably very, very weird because you have the supernal spirits and shades, a couple ghosts here and there, and then these crazy little animalistic and, you know, feral and some, you know, humanish various spirits. But yes,
the weird eyeballs.
Yeah, the surveillance ones. It's just, they're my favorite guys. There's a terrific description of like trains and subway and stuff like that, which are like giant, enormous iron serpents with multiple tiny little legs, like centipedes and stuff like that. Spirits are pretty great. Kind of bummed that the Cabal hasn't done Spirit, but on the plus side, similar to Time, glad they haven't because it cuts down on a lot of shit. Because at least Ghosts would be like, there's a person there. I'm like, okay, that's then, you know, they died in a terrible way, and you can kind of tell.
You're welcome, by the way, on the Time thing.
Shifting sands. But is there anything besides like going there and just kind of oohing and awing at this thing? Was there anything that you were wanting to do? I think you mentioned you want to talk to them. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to go reiterate my offer of helping out their wolf-blooded for any hunts, because, well, I guess we should have this conversation. So just.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I imagine you get in, you ooh and awe for a while, and then turn off active mage sight because, okay, now I need to actually see what's going on.
No, I want to keep it on. I want to know what a werewolf looks like through spirit sight.
Cool. So, yes, actually looking about. Couldn't have told me that in the break, could you? No, yeah, no, the wolf-blooded, you know, look basically like normal humans. They a little bit, you know, kind of out of sort. You can't quite place, you know, what it is, but they look basically human. the people walking around that are werewolves, you immediately spot. Notably, I imagine for most of them, there is this overlay of the Garu form, that big killing spirit thing, and those marks of renown that you've seen on Logan and stuff like that are shining on. And so you have these big different, marks and stuff like that. Not quite to the, level of like supernal runes, but you see them and you're like, I don't know what that means, but it's important. And yeah, all these silver glowing runes of like moon gifts, and then other runes from different spirits like rage and earth and elementals and stuff like that. And they all are different. And you go, every one of these werewolves has stories tattooed effectively, marks of their, accomplishments and stuff like that. But yeah, I imagine you probably end up talking with Jake then, if you're going to make that offer. And Logan, of course, like Logan and Alicia, both kind of like, oh, it's our buddy Atratus. We're in on this meeting. Don't worry. As they kind of, cut in and, just kind of, follow you. I say this with utmost and total respect to all werewolves, but follow you around like, two puppies. They're like, it's our buddy Atratus. And, kind of make their way in.
Greet you at the door, wag their tails.
Yep. And notably, probably commenting on the new look because, Atratus has taken on a bit of a different look now that she has killed Emily Miller. So Jake kind of sits down on his little desk because Moraine has the big office for Captain. Jake has a smaller little office over here because he's not in charge here. Mm-hmm. Dude's in charge.
Where Captain?
Right. Yeah, where Captain.
He's not captain of the fire department.
No, he's lieutenant, if I remember correctly. Anyways. But yeah, he kind of, sitting at his desk, feet propped up, definitely a more relaxed meeting than when you first met him and you guys like, we want to borrow Logan. So he's kind of looking and he says, so yeah, I remember you, well, the wrong voice. I remember you talking about wanting to help our wolf-blooded in hunts. And so let's talk about that. Has something changed?
No, it's more that I've actually seen what that spell can do now. I watched Songbird get shot a lot and hit by a very large vampire, neither of which did anything. So I just wanted to reiterate that it's a real good spell, and if you need any to help your squishy folks to not get shredded by whatever you're hunting, it's useful.
Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. Behind you, you hear Logan feverishly texting. Songbird, you get a text that says, you did a what to a what and did invite me? But yeah, okay.
New phone, who dis?
It's just like vampire ?
Right. Okay, interesting. So how would we go about that? Because your buddy Network came by with Titus and kind of gives Alicia a look that it's definitely disapproving dad look, but and says and had a website that he was showing. Moraine paid more attention. I'll be honest, I'm still not happy with Network, but some website
that's fair. I'm not gonna begrudge you that at all, but yeah,
I appreciate that.
Network hasn't done anything wrong to the werewolves.
That's true. Good luck trying to explain that to the werewolves.
Trying to convince them of that,
but still smells like the same guy. Yeah, okay. So
yeah, it's like a contact form that you can use, or you could just like call me. Like they've got my number.
Okay.
Either way, just if you can bring to our workshop, however many things you need enchanted, I guess is what I'm doing here. I can then do it there. Mm-hmm. Put the spell on them. I can actually pass it off to Titus, so he's the one holding it. And you can just have it.
And when you mentioned passing it off to Titus, Alicia just there's a happy little haha. Like, he
can be useful, yes.
And he goes, okay, and like a bunch of them, like, you know, what are your, you know, what's your limits? Do you?
Kind of aren't any. If it doesn't work the first time, I can just keep trying until it does.
I mean, 10 easily.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like 10. 40 of them is advanced scale at -6.
Yeah.
You know, spend a couple hours, but yeah. And so I imagine you guys kind of hash out, like, you give me enough time, I can do a lot. Because
I can also just keep, well, Titus can only hold so many spells, and then I can only hold so many myself.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, for, you know.
How many do you need?
Actually, yeah, if you ask that, he gets a little defensive. He's like, you know, they don't want to talk about numbers, but he's like, yeah, enough, upward of 20, you know. But
I can do that, yeah.
Okay. That's all right. And like comparative to like bulletproof armor or
better. I can make it bulletproof, immune to armor piercing, and just super tough. If it already has a certain amount of armor, I can just make that better. So like I could do it to a t-shirt. But if you have like flak jackets or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. And you know, comparably, you know, like better than plate mail in terms of reducing damage. And so he goes, shit. Okay. I mean, we usually don't take them on hunts with us, but that's,
now you could.
I mean, yeah. Thank you, Weird. Yeah. Now we could. And I mean, even if, you know, shape-shifting, you know, tends to be our go-to, if we have to keep things a little more, you know, undercover or something like that, more discreet, maybe that'll be useful. And but it's temporary.
As long as I have the spell. So it has a duration inherent in itself, which is going to be a while, because I'm not going to give you a short spell. And then as long as either I or Titus are holding on to it, it will last that entire duration.
Okay.
If you come back and tell us, hey, we're back, I can drop it and then, you know, be able to have more spells, but...
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I admit, when Moraine suggested that there were going to be new mages in the territory and that they were going to be friendly, I kind of expected you guys were just going to be around. And potentially distracting. Look at Logan, look at Alicia. But this is...
Cue Logan's phone ringing mid-meeting.
Do you need to take that? I'll call him back. And you can see Jake is getting gears moving that don't normally turn. He goes, I underestimated you. And your group, and I appreciate your offer of help and assistance, and I'm glad to know that this was not a one-sided, you know, kind of thing. So, and you know, kind of stands up and kind of reaches a hand, you know, big meaty hand out, and you know, just to shake. Yeah.
Okay. So we had was it effectively an apology from Red Dread, and now we're getting effectively an apology from Jake. Like, oh my god, what's going on?
Well, and
I
notably,
underestimated you. Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, Red Dread. Yeah, but no, Jake. Like
for Red Dread, that was like supplication.
Yeah. Jake is legitimately conciliatory. It's like,
right. So, the Cabal gets allies 1 dot in Rescue 1.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I'm out of spots on my sheet for merits.
Allies, I believe, is on that 3rd page. So if you want to move them there. Okay, cool. And if you would like to change, because I know you have 1 dot for Logan, if you would like to just make that flat 2 dots with the werewolves, with Rescue 1, I will totally allow that. There is some mechanical reasons why you might want to keep them separate. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I like having them separate. It's just like, with the werewolves, you're at 1. With him in particular, you're also at 1, I guess.
Yeah, which basically means technically you could call on for 2 different favors, basically.
Probably could get a bigger favor out of Logan individually
than any of the other werewolves is what I was thinking.
And the werewolves can
because this would be like, hey, I'm going to put the call out and be like, I need rescue 1 to do something.
Right.
So yeah, bigger scale,
smaller depth maybe.
Yeah. Though that is what the dot value kind of covers. So but yeah, okay. Then,
all right.
Yeah. Imagine you spend a little more time oohing and awing at the.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna just be like, guys, I can see it now.
And, oh, dude! If you tell Alicia that, she's like, okay, so we're gonna go do some introductions and take you up to the roof, and you have her translating from first tongue to just which basically comes down to you are small and tiny, but I sense good some strength in you, and it is not super into spirits or into mages, but appreciates
especially not mages who don't interact with spirits.
And you have death all over you, and she's like, yeah, okay, you're all right, but if my werewolves like you, then fine, we'll get along. Cut to Logan calling Songbird back. Yo.
Yeah, I killed a vampire. What up?
Dude, motherfucker! What is this? Like.
Well, okay. So first of all, remember when I saved your life?
Right.
Yeah, I did that spell again.
Oh damn!
But up.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
And then I imagine we have unless they're specific, but you guys just go back and forth, and there's just lots of shouts of Logan of oh damn and oh fuck as you recount more stories. He does fill you in on the last thing that they had been hunting, which was a claimed. I'm trying to remember what it was. They had been busy previously, but some spirit claimed thing that had little babies that were scurrying around New York in the sewers. But they big group hunt extermination. Yeah. Whole lot of shaking heads. Whole lot of
no
news.
Pennywise, please.
Nope.
Pennywise. Yeah, accurate. Cool. So you guys finish up there with the rescue 1,
the Abaddon.
Yep, and so you make a call, and so you guys are going to meet him, after the sun sets, kind of thing, or kind of afternoon, or okay,
evening.
Okay, so Abaddon is summoned.
We eat first, so Songbird is not hangry during the meeting.
Very, very important. Also means that Abaddon has to walk in and smell leftover food, and he didn't get any.
Take that, bad guy.
Yep. But he arrives, and compared to the last 2 times, Network and Titus are far more chill and relaxed. They're like, okay, we can handle this, put on a brave face kind of stuff. But of course, you guys kind of have the lead in the discussion. Abaddon kind of arrives and says, before we begin discussions, what the hell happened in the Tudor building?
Nothing we need to talk about.
Politics, mostly.
Okay. Very well.
Prime magic, specifically.
I had noticed that.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I shouldn't give any more details. Just giggle. Something.
Sure. That's pretty terrific.
We murdered 30 werewolves. Hee.
Werewolves?
Vampires, what? Vampires, I mean. I have werewolves on the brain.
So he nods. Okay. So have we decided that everybody is along for the ride?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
all right.
We need to go and soon.
I would appreciate that. And so he pulls out a small little notebook, flips it open, and says, okay, I have my list of demands. Do you all have yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to go first, or shall I?
We'll let you go first.
Okay. And I think he even emphasizes, I demand the Rookery Cabal's support, as well as your allies, in rebinding the bound, banishing whatever abyssal intrusion has infected the temple grounds, and ensure that it is burned to the source so that nothing comes back. And that you will I'm trying to think of the way he phrases it, but you will refrain from assaulting myself, the allies I bring, and and no undermining the machination, the plans to bind the bound. I think these are acceptable.
Seems agreeable.
Yep, perfectly fair.
Okay, and yours? As he pulls out a pen.
You and your allies will not, through action or inaction, cause us harm.
Read some Asimov, have we? Okay.
You won't interfere with us claiming the grimoire?
Okay.
Assist us in getting it, even?
Yeah, but make no efforts to take it from us.
I can promise to assist you with it.
And yeah, that was...
And just to clarify, the allies that we bring with us. We have many allies. We don't want to commit all of them to this effort.
Sure. Absolutely. Very well.
And if rubber meets the road, so to speak, and it falls to us versus the Panopticon, you will help enact the change you wish to see in the world that you mentioned in our first meeting. Striking a blow at the Panopticon.
Roll persuasion plus presence. Or, excuse me, manipulation plus presence. Wait, I can't do both of those.
Manipulation, persuasion.
Thank you. And no modifiers. Bluntly, because you guys did not claim to be involved in what happened in the Judah building. Whoops, I should pull that up to see. Seven dices.
Hi.
7 dice.
It's Songbird.
4 successes. Cool. And so he nods, he goes, okay. And, and sketch and writes down, he says, promise to, if a fight comes down to it, he will side with the Rookery over the Panopticon.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Very well.
And in return, we, of course, do swear to assist you in dealing with the bound.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of his demand.
That was part of his demand. Yeah. Okay. So he sets, actually rips the paper off, hands it to Weird. Says, is this acceptable?
What's the penalty?
Yeah, for this to work, you need to state a penalty.
What penalty? Because at this point, you will be bound to it as well. So I imagine this will be a shared penalty. Death. Rip my soul.
Seems a little strong.
What makes you all feel comfortable? Because I will not be breaking the oath.
Neither will we.
Yeah, but it still needs a downside. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. So
there's nothing binding you to it. That still seems strong.
Stripped of our soul.
This is.
That might be worse.
I think so, but
I'm comfortable with death.
Sure. I mean, I'm not breaking this, so.
Okay. Yeah. And so should one of us break this oath, they'll be struck dead. And like, there's the Tony Stark, smirk come out and goes, I appreciate that you were all taking this seriously. And Craig, if you want to roll your Gnosis plus Fate plus actually,
I'm working up the spell.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Advanced scale would cover all of you.
Should I call Shanna and get her here? Because she's being bound to this too. She's one of our allies.
Right. Well, that's the part I'm trying to think of what Abaddon would hold, because you're bringing your allies, you're responsible for them. So you would be struck dead should Shanna break the oath.
Yeah.
And so I think, actually, I guess it's up to you. Do you reach out to Shanna and say, hey, we need you here to take this oath? Because that is going to require you to convince her to be involved in the oath itself, or are you just going to be like, we will be responsible for our allies that come?
Hey, don't do anything that'll get us literally killed.
That will literally get me killed.
Right.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
I don't need duration. I can do a conditional duration on this.
Well, it'll start with whatever duration, and then conditional duration will definitely add it, which will make it end if such and such thing happens. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Sworn oaths already is a duration spell. So yeah, at advanced duration, you're already dealing with the year because you have Fate 4. Or no, month. Excuse me.
I still want the conditional duration. So once we're safely back in Manhattan,
that it falls. Oh.
Once we're safely back in Manhattan, is Abaddon good with that?
Oh, that it ends? Yeah. Abaddon's fine with that.
So with the conditional duration, I don't need the bonus for that. I don't need for scale because I've got advanced scale.
Bonus for what?
I'm just working up the spell.
Oh, for duration, you mean? Okay.
I think I can only get 6 because the mirror wouldn't really apply for this one. And I'll throw some willpower at that. Oh, I cap out at 5 anyway for Yantras because I didn't take a minus for anything.
Right. And what is the reach? Instant, scale, advanced duration?
And knowing when the boon becomes a hex.
Oh, okay, sure.
So if he breaks, I know about it. That's all.
Right. Well, he'll be dying, but that's true. He may not actually be right there. That's very true. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. So 2 overreach. You're using your rapier.
Using my rapier to take 2 of those. Given the circumstances, I think the rapier is a perfectly appropriate tool to use.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Yeah, for the +1. And then mana. Yes,
I'll throw a couple mana at it.
Okay, make it a chance die. Cool. So roll away with your 8.
And 5
is 13 and
plus
16.
3 is 16.
20 will not do it for me.
17?
No, because the Yantra bonus is 5.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I capped at 5. It's thinking.
Hey, you want the mana back?
Tempting. I'll take the mana back. +1.
Cool. And, Abaddon kind of... real quick, while that's happening, everybody, you 3, roll intellect plus occult.
Roll 20. It broke. Like, accidentally clicked off of it, and now I can't get back into it.
Oh no!
I did it!
You got a success.
I got it!
Would now be a good time to talk about Nimbus, or?
If other people have their mage sight on, they would see it. It will affect Abaddon. Interesting. I just rolled for Atratus and nothing popped up.
You don't exist.
I'm trying to get into the game and it's just loading forever. Like, it won't load the actual game at all.
Interesting. I wonder if... Okay, there it goes. We may see another one pop up here in a second. I wonder if Roll20 is having some issues. I know they...
Some issues, yeah.
Yes. I know they actually just opened up a bunch of stuff for different people and things like that because of COVID-19. Okay, yeah. So you got one success. It just now caught up to the two of them.
Close the whole browser and try again.
Gross.
The important part is not only did I roll a success on 2 dice, but I rolled a 6 and a 9. Nice.
I'm going to just remind the party, Cabal, that he had mentioned that he was going to be bringing myrmidons, to which perhaps now, perhaps previously, you might have realized that myrmidons can only be commanded by prelates of the Praetorian, of the general.
Oh boy.
He's big, important dude.
Well, shit.
Means he's got some fancy powers.
But yeah, it also means Arabian over our heads. But be that as it may, we're too late
he's
now.
Bound to not harm us while we're in Cambodia.
Yeah,
Until you're back in Manhattan.
Yep.
We're back in Manhattan, and then it's fair game.
Although as a prelate, who knows what he can get out of it.
So when do we leave?
I can arrange travel to basically outside of the temple complex tomorrow.
Sounds fun.
Sounds good.
Okay. He looks over at Network and Titus, who've been just watching, and they just stone face, the two of them sitting like side by side. It's like a bad buddy cop film every time you see the two of them.
It's Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam in Space Jam when they do the Pulp Fiction reference.
Yes.
They're not actually intimidating, but we're proud of them.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty accurate. And so he says, very well. Is there anything else you all need from me?
That's it. Just where we need to meet tomorrow.
I will meet you at literally Grand Central Station.
Okay.
Until then.
Okay. And backs away and heads out.
So we're doing this, huh?
Guess so.
Prelate.
Cool.
For the kids at home who may not know, prelates are the seers who've drunk the Kool-Aid. They have allowed the abyssal seal the direct connection to
The iron seal?
An iron seal, yes.
Yeah.
To one of the exarchs directly into their soul and giving them interesting special powers depending on how far they've reached up into their prelacy, because there are like low tier prelates and high tier prelates. It's a 5-dot thing. I think 5
like
dots?
order status,
4
but
dots. Yeah.
more.
Yep. So yeah, depending on how far up, they can gain access to. They get weird dreams, and then they can use special yantras, and then you get special cool magical attainment, and eventually, if one of your character's soul stones is incorporated into a domain, the domain becomes a supernal verge Keytour exarch inhabited by supernal entities loyal to the throne.
Okay.
Not good.
No.
Depending on, what tier he is. So, with that, and knowing that you all will be leaving tomorrow, you guys have any plans or things to do? Yes, Greg. What are we casting?
Divination.
Sure. Not surprised.
Now that we know we've got a prelate.
Yeah. Is he going to be able to successfully break the oath? Or will he break the oath?
No.
You know what? I'm satisfied with that.
Weird asked one question and was done. Okay, it does happen. Okay.
I mean, we're kind of sidebar discussing that these guys are lawful evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's made his oath.
I was just Prelacy can do some weird shit thing. So I just wanted to make sure he wasn't gonna. It never occurred to me before they might have been a prelate, which had me concerned about why he was so quick to offer an oath.
Right.
Like, oh, sure, I'll offer an oath that I can break like that. Yeah. So.
Now, if he were like, tied to, I can't remember the exarch of fate, maybe. But the general forces, not exactly, one to break things. Cool. So.
Hey, do we have any mana here, or should I go to the theater?
I don't think you guys have touched the Hallow. It's been like 2 or 3 days since anybody's touched the Hallow, which is now a 2-dot. So there's like
I need some
6 in there. And your theater has been touched even less, so it should have 4. Because it'll have 3 in storage and then 1 active for the day.
I used quite a bit.
All right, so I'll head to the Leaf Theater.
Okay. Psst, you guys got oblations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I totally forgot about that.
It's okay.
All right.
Y'all are new at this. So
yes. So I'm going to start telling a story.
Cool. Down at the theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go tell Lewis a story.
What's that?
Tell what?
Tell Lewis Hamilton a story.
Oh, yes. It's very, very good. Lewis will happily listen to odd and fantastical tales. I imagine you kind of interrupt Leaf Theater practice because Moira's got a funny story to tell.
Gather around, children.
Right. As such, you don't even roll. You just get a mana back.
Yeah.
And then, Songbird, if you want to roll. Well, actually, you have enough time. You can just harvest up 6 mana.
Yeah.
I can also just whip up an iris and meditate for that. But to draw from
what?
the...
Hang on.
I can also recover mana from an iris.
You have to find one.
How are you going to whip up an iris?
I can make one with a ban.
Right. Yes, but hang on.
Press X to doubt on that one.
All right.
No, I mean, an iris is technically, yes. It's a weird space thing, but... Oh, is that one of your oblations?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, studying space and connections and things of that nature. Yeah, oblations are not designed to be hard. They're limited by
between the Hallow and doing some blacksmithery.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Until you get your mana back, basically. You'll probably have to take some of that back to Songbird and be like, Task. Oh wait, no, it's in Coke.
It's in Coke.
Coca-Cola, kids.
My antique
perfected
Coca-Cola
cocaine.
machine.
Yep. Cool.
Shout out to Mage Server. Perfected cocaine.
Oh boy, I missed that one, and I'm pretty glad I did.
One last thing, Maeve needs to stay here.
I can do that.
With the abyssal shit running around, I don't want to put you at risk of something getting hungry or doing something awful.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that stuff, but if it's dangerous, yeah, I'm staying fucking here.
Sounds great. Look after the players and just keep an eye on them for me.
Yes, I will look after them.
Inspire them.
Definitely not cause any trouble.
Yes.
Okay. That's it for me.
Cool.
Okay. I want to go into my dreams.
Finally. Okay. Yes. Cool.
But yeah, basically, I've been thinking on Gabe mostly, like
Brother Gabe.
Yeah. Still haven't forgotten what Graves taunted us with, which
Mr.
for me
Graves.
was what really happened to him. So like, I respected Ghost Gabe's wishes, let it drop, but he has moved on. So I am diving into it.
Cool. So, a
Do
little.
I need to cast a dream reaching?
If you want to have like full on control while you're in your dreams, sure. But because, and for those of you at home, she bought the dream merit. Actually, I think it was one of the exchanges for the contacts, if I remember correctly.
Since I lost my contacts.
Right. Because Emily Miller no longer is around. She doesn't have contacts with anthropologists and what was the other thing? University professors?
It was a professor and like the professor I worked with and a person I met at a conference.
Right. So with those gone, poof, she took the dream merit instead, especially since she has crazy mind magic. Totally makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, so basically it's kind of up to you. At this point, it's really going to be more of a cosmetic change because, I mean, dream works. And dream is for prophetic visions of the future. But if you want to twist it with some mind magic and roll for some lucid dreaming and go back and kind of visit and see what you can see and see, you know.
That's what I wanted to do.
Right. And yeah, so go ahead and roll dream reaching. This isn't quite going to be post-cognition. You know, you're not back there. But yeah, hey, was there anything out of place? What was, you know, going on? Yeah.
Or, yeah, also just to see if, because I do have perfect recall as a legacy attainment.
Yep.
I want to see if anything in my dream looks weird. Like if anything is not what is my perfect memory.
Cool.
So like what would be the thing jumping out at me?
Yeah, I dig it.
So dream reaching is mind 2. Basically just allows lucid dreaming.
Yep. Well, when cast on herself, she could go jump in other people's dreams.
I can jump in other people's dreams too. 2, 1 for instant, 1 for the bonus reach. Do I need duration?
Well, I mean, do you need to cast it instantly?
Also, just I'm doing it in my room.
Oh, yeah, that's fair point. Because we homebrew, ruling arcana is from the Soulstone, not necessarily from the Stygia supernal world and path. Cool. So 6 plus 5.
11.
Yep. I can math.
6 successes.
There you go. Let us take a +2 to investigation.
Okay. I'm
not sure if that's going to be useful or not. So yeah, and you'll have to work with me. Roll resolve plus composure. Similar to entering your dreams, or excuse me, right? But instead you're entering into a lucid dream state, just for the shiggles.
2 successes.
Cool. Yeah. And just meditating, and probably, I imagine, because you're not actually meditating, you're like, I'm going to go to sleep, I'm going to lay down to do this. But, which for some reason I was like, oh yes, Atratus crosses her arms. She's not a vampire, kids. But yeah, lay down, rest, turn the lights off, and just let yourself actively enter your dreams, directing them through all sorts of weird dreams of, and passing fancies of, you know, werewolves and Abaddon and vampires and all this recent stuff, and just kind of focusing your attention back to, you know, your time in, you know, Gabe's apartment and the things you saw there when he was alive and when you were visiting him. And then, and like I said, this will be some collaborative stuff here because you went back after the fire.
Yeah.
And what did that, you know, because I imagine it was a dorm kind of thing, or
it was an apartment building.
Okay.
Not like a really big one, but yeah, like I figure it wasn't a huge fire, but he was the only one that died.
Okay.
It was probably fairly like his apartment caught on fire.
Yeah, which by itself was, you know, kind of odd.
I mean, it would have caused damage to other ones, but like it was. The fire was here.
Gotcha. Which especially with perfect recall, and some of this I kind of feel like is actually kind of touching into your own Neuros, where you're actually viewing your memories. Go ahead and roll. Let's see here. Wits plus investigation, I think, is probably the right way to do that. And you can throw your +2 in there if you wish.
2. Three successes.
Cool. So, like I said, this is not time magic, so there's no, I'm going to throw Mage Sight on to my perfect recall. You can just remember what was there and what you saw. And at the time, you hadn't thought two things about looking over what books Gabe was reading. It's just a bunch of textbooks, and he does boring engineering shit compared to cool anthropology stuff. Who cares about machines? I want to talk about people who've been dead for forever. But there's quite a lot of it. All these different things, and in amongst them are a couple different books that have some real age to them. Definitely some stuff like Greek, like ancient Greek, philosophy, mechanics, kind of books, and I cannot think of any off the top of my head, but some of those various, philosophers who tried to combine, philosophy with the physics of the world, the same kind of people who are like, oh yeah,
fucking Diogenes. Oh yeah. Boy.
And, things like, of course you feel bad, you have a bad personality because you're, Icarus or no,
your humors are out of
humors
whack.
Are out of whack. That all that kind of stuff. And he's looking into some, old stuff, and like these are like, not obviously original Greek texts, but they're, stuff on that. There's a couple, just some stuff that, especially looking back, you're like, this is not like modern physics, modern engineering kind of stuff. And you knew Gabe, your twin brother. None of this kind of stuff was his jam. It's very kind of out of character for him. And then there was visiting the apartment after the fire. Fire had been put out, and it was a question of, is there anything that can be saved?
Basically trying to salvage anything that's not destroyed in the fire.
Right. And all sorts of wreck stuff. A lot of stuff had already been pulled out by the apartment complex, firefighters and stuff like that. As they were just checking stuff out, there's the remains of the bed that is just, it's a scorched, useless mattress and twisted iron springs and stuff like that. And imagine, tell me, Emily probably really didn't care for much of anything that was in there. She had the necklace. It's not like he had any of her personal effects.
Yeah, it was more just walk around, look at just the destruction of it all, and just like, I don't want this.
Right. And so there's one thing that kind of stands out, especially looking back at it, kind of viewing your memories, and amongst all this stuff that was burnt and twisted up and wrecked and stuff like that, there was trying to think of what it would appear like. That old flip out pocket knife. Dang it! There it is. Kind of like mine. This is one that my brother gave me a long time ago. So, big knife like this. Not quite a little utility knife, but something that has a little bit more stuff. That was your granddad's and stuff like that, and was just one of those little things that was left to him, always was in his possession. It was just a handy little tool, and it appears like, and it's just amongst all the detritus, was unburned and untouched amongst all of this other stuff. You didn't care. I mean, it wasn't your knife, it was Gabe's knife. You had no attachment to it. But looking back, especially, standing in that moment of perfect recall, standing in the middle of this burned out, small little studio apartment, everything else burned, scorched, and stuff like that. And there was that sitting on what remained of his nightstand, untouched by fire.
Can't scrutinize in a dream, can you?
Nope.
Okay.
Need time magic for that.
Mm-hmm.
If only you knew someone.
All right. Well, that's...
Huh is pretty right, yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then the way dream works is when all is said and done, I get to ask a question based on what I have seen.
I forgot about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. My question was going to be, was this an accident?
From everything you can see and look at, and the limited amount of collateral damage and how quick the fire was put out, there's a big bunch of doubt. There's no definite like, oh, it's totally not an accident, but man, it's really suspicious. You know, at the time, you didn't care. Gabe was dead. Like,
yeah.
You know, and who would have ever thought to kill my brother Gabe? Like, he's an asshole fraternity jock engineer. Like, he has no enemies. He's got some people that, you know, are annoyed by him. You know, some, you know, rival fraternities that, you know, probably would, you know, happily get into a bar brawl with him, but nobody would want to really hurt him. And yet there is his fire, you know, his house that was, you know, caught on fire, and it's not, and they never did discover, you know, the exact cause. They, oh yeah, mm-hmm. You know, it's a hot plate or, you know, an electrical fire, you know, something, you know, dumb. There's just a freak accident is, you know, kind of the story that you gave. And, you know, they were very, you know, the apartment complex was very sorry, and they don't, you know, and damages were paid out, you know, and insurance and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Emily was, you know, far too grief stricken because that was the last straw.
All right. I have some ideas that I don't know how to pursue, but okay.
Bring it up with the cabal. If only there was, yeah. That's it. We got 20 minutes, so.
What the rest of y'all want to do?
Grand Central Station.
And head on out.
Weird anything?
Oh, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
And leave it with Titus before we leave.
Okay. Because he's not currently holding anything else for you.
Nope. To like, I guess just fortify all the entrances to this, to our sanctum.
Well, like Aegis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's just what I want to do.
Yeah. I don't think it's there's another one that buffs durability or something like that. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's what. Yeah. Whatever.
It's going to be a matter 3 spell. I'm pretty dang sure.
Alter integrity.
Yes.
I want to do a couple of spells.
Oh, I can make it lasting. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't need him to do shit.
Nope. Just spend some time, and it busts their durability, not necessarily structure, though you can with the reach. Yep. Yeah, in case anybody ever wonders, man, why don't people just barge into mages' doors? That's why.
That's why.
Hi, this door resists damage like you know, reinforced diamond. And then while Chris is getting that up, what was that you were saying, Craig?
I want to cast a couple of spells.
Sure.
It's 2, so I have 2.
Yeah, Mick JB, if there was only a way to find a random object spell, yeah, but she doesn't know the item. Oh, well, actually, no, I think the spell actually lets you say, I think it says...
Yeah, you can specify.
Advanced scale -2 for our sanctum is probably...
advanced scale, flat.
Okay.
Yeah, my hunting heifer, yep. So yeah, you could do that. Space magic, best magic. Who is this new shark boss They're my new favorite. -10. Good Lord, we are reinforcing the shit out of this door, and it's already a potency spell.
And the windows and the walls.
Sure.
No one can physically smash it.
From the window to the wall.
Oh Lord. All right. Yes. So 7 minus 10 is -3 plus 8 is right on 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Now.
Wow, what a roll!
That's a thing.
It's a good roll.
And so we don't have to worry about duration because we're going straight to lasting. So yes, 5 dice, 4 successes. Again, screw your exceptional success. But yes,
so 6 potency. We'll go plus 4
6
durability. Base of 1.
6 try.
Oh shit!
5 8
yeah,
potency.
hell yeah! I keep thinking everything's duration.
Yep.
Yeah, 8 potency. So yeah, we'll do plus 5 to durability, and then add 6 points of structure to the building.
You are not fucking getting in here. Go away. I dig it. Yeah, the whole building, exterior, interior walls, just lay hands and armor up the whole damn place. Which I'm kind of curious. What is the imago? What is the vision that Songbird sees?
I think like as I cast it, it's me literally like going around and like laying hands on the wall and like knocking at it and like finding like weak bricks and like literally just like perfecting my home, like shoring up holes in my house.
I dig it. Cool. Weird. What are we doing?
I am going to cast a couple spells. First one is going to be warding gesture on my cabal mates using the sympathetic connection. And
I imagine you could do this like because I'm sure you guys meet up with Shanna and Gabe back at the Rookery first, so no need to necessarily do sympathetic unless you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll wait on it then.
Saves you a mana.
So the roll there save me mana. So I think that's it. Should be 11.
Yeah, a warding gesture and just that, or is this being combined with something else?
I was going to do warding gesture because I've got Fate 4. I want to get the full bonus, the benefit of my Fate, and then I'll do another one for Shield of Chronos.
Okay.
2 successes.
Cool.
So advanced potency to boost on the Clash of Wills.
Clash.
Yep.
And make sure to write these down in your little active spells things on page 3 because I can't keep track of all this shit. There's way too many of you, and I got my own bad guys to play. I mean, total cool allies to play. Teleportation, best power. Who is this kid?
Your favorite person.
You've been adopted.
You can hang around Shark Boss.
So what does this spell do for us? Warding gesture.
Nobody's messing with your destinies and fates, and notably...
no supernal control. No compulsions can be put on you.
And the mage may select the subject from any area of effects spells that they cast.
Yeah, I paid for all the reach, so I can selectively say that spell will work, that one won't.
Well, and notably, it means that if you do an AoE cast and be like, you're going to use, space to do a bunch of damage, I'm going to wreck everything in there except for Songbird and Atratus and, I guess, Shanna.
And that's for Shield of Chronos.
And then you die because you accidentally hit her at Abaddon.
Yep.
So that'd be 9.
Right.
2 successes. I'll take it.
Cool. All right. So you have those 2 active spells. You have the coin. Do you have any other active spells? I think it's just those 3.
Just those 3.
Okay.
But Titus he's got some space for me, right? I can transfer those 2 spells to him.
You can transfer one.
Just one? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because your sympathetic connection is not increased
Sure.
in rank. It's just you have a +2 on that stuff.
All right.
Cool. And then Songbird, were you leaving anything with Titus? No, because you just cast that and it was lasting, right? Cool. And then was trying to
take care of whatever else on the way.
Going to bring up anything or cast anything before leaving because Titus is here.
I guess I can do an Aegis on us or any of our armor just because it would help if we get physically attacked. I feel like most of the things we're fighting aren't going to be physical, but
there's plenty of physical stuff out there.
Okay.
Because even like abyssal stuff, they're going to show up, and if they're in this world, they're going to be clawing at you and fighting you and biting at your face.
Oh, did we determine that I can cast with Songbird's Soulstone? We did that before.
If you're in my
didn't we?
domain, yeah.
Yeah.
If-
So at the
Yeah, for matter. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to leave the Reaches blank.
I was like, did you steal his soulstone?
Potency. Before I did it a -8. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To give it 6 armor.
-8.
We
is
took
4.
ritual durations and did -10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because basically you can decide, and don't forget you can always do defense as well to avoid just being hit. But yeah, basically it's baseline 1, and then for every -2 potency you take, it increases by another 1.
Okay, so -8 will give me 4.
4 or bonus 4, so 5 total.
Okay. Duration.
That's pretty good.
It's a potency spell, right?
It's a duration spell.
It's a duration spell. Okay. I'll
So it's
just
sort of
take
going to
the
last
advanced duration on that.
Yeah, it'll be plenty.
Yep.
Scale should go up.
Advanced skill.
Advanced skill will get you
It's
5.
fine.
Is that just a reach? Yeah.
But then you get the domain, so.
Right.
Bonus from Yantras. My speech for 2, Shattering for 3, and then my tool for 1.
I'm going to bring. Oh, that's right. You have to use your tool.
Maintenance. Yeah.
My hammer. I missed use for everything.
Yep.
And it's relevant for this.
Oh yeah, it is. No, I was going to be, but you have that really cool soulstone for +3. But right, you have to use the hammer. Actually,
I mean, I could use another one. I can have 4.
Nope.
No,
Can I not?
it's based on your gnosis. You'll
right.
get another one at 5. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and because and this is storyteller stuff. The Ebon Phoenix needs to dedicate her new tool after she breaks a thing and all that. And dedicating takes a month, and we've barely played in game for a month. So I'm just going to go ahead and say you have.
So it's good enough.
Yeah, we're just going to say it's good enough. That way you're no longer. Everybody else is running around with 3 Yantras, and you're like, I have to use my hammer every time.
So the Soulstone gives me 3?
Because she will. The Phoenix's gnosis is going to always be effectively more than yours.
So
Just for, can we put the spells we're casting in the chat? Just because I missed a couple while I was figuring other stuff out.
Oh, well, I mean, worry about your spells because if everybody else is writing down their active spells,
Okay.
4 successes.
I don't think we're going to make use of them before next week, so.
Right, also true. Cool.
So you're like, whatever armor you're going to wear into a fight, clothes, gets 5 armor. And immune to armor piercing.
Cool. And of course, Shanna is there, who thankfully does not wear armor. Yeah. By the way, Shanna has a character sheet. Thank you, Ash.
I love her a lot. She's fun.
I'm super digging this. Oh, yeah. I imagine Songbird is over in the corner checking out her spear. Made of Kessertum. And is imbued with degrade
degrading the form.
Degrading the form.
I was curious about that. If you stab someone with it, do they take the stab damage and the spell?
Well, in my head, stabbing them is just a stabbing thing. The spell goes off if, you
activate and stab with it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want them to take the getting stabbed with a spear.
They definitely
damage.
will. Because, like similar to...
Picture like a touch attack.
Right, yeah. Because in the case of
with
like
a spear.
What Songbird did where he just reached out and just made a touch, there's no defense on that. But if she's stabbing, there is going to be defense. But if it hits, then she can also activate the spell.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yep.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will study this.
She's quite pleased with it because Castertum is badass as a metal by itself, and then it's good for summoning things, and it's tied to
the Primal Wild.
Primal Wild. Yeah, she's like, this is my baby. This goes everywhere with me. Actually, she's like, actually, no, we're probably not going through customs, are we? Because we're just leaving from Grand Central Station.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, Abaddon was like, no, you will, because you will be there instantly, is what he had mentioned. So,
okay.
Yeah. Cool. So with you guys armored up and stuff like that, and she's got the sheath, the spear packed in a long, some kind of carrying case that makes it look a little less
hockey stick.
Yeah, possibly. She has a legit long spear. Yeah, uses to
a very large hockey stick.
Right. Yes. And so you guys cruise out. Imagine a weird text Shodell and kind of gives him a heads up that, hey, we're heading out today, and actually, I am curious because you asked for his assistance specifically, the Guardian's assistance. Do you have some way of signaling Shodell? Did you work anything out? We can worry about that next session, but I'm just kind of curious if you can think anything off the top of your head.
If he could give me I can phone him and signal him easy enough if I've got signal. I don't know if we can have that. But if you give me like a hair sample.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and so sympathetic.
You could have a dead man switch.
That's true. You could even set up a fate conditional thing or something like that. But yeah, no, hair sample, yeah. Shodell is like, okay, I'm going to want this back when you get back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And actually, I imagine it's Shodell, actually, shit. Because that dude is cue ball. Yeah, no, so he's like,
armpit hair.
Yeah, okay, armpit hair, yeah.
Sure, armpits. That's why I made that face.
Yeah.
I knew you would go there immediately.
Yeah. It's okay. I went there too.
I need a hair sample from the bald man.
But yeah, so I imagine there's actually an exchange of hair.
Yes.
It's like, let's make this fair. It's not quite soul stones, but between Mastigos or Space Mages, this is pretty close. Okay. Yeah, that way you can reach out to him very, very quickly. All right. And wishes you luck and stuff like that. And so you guys head out to Grand Central Station. Actually, I think Shodell says, stay lucky, Weird.
I love you so much right now.
You guys make it down to Grand Central Station. You find Abaddon, who's actually very, very easy to spot because he's there dressed in the same kind of, polo shirt and, nice slacks and stuff like that. He looks,
he's like Murder Dad, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah. And he is surrounded with 5 very beefy, very put together, not mirrored, not hive sold, very bodyguard looking guys. Suits on, little earpieces,
dark glasses, looking around. Yeah,
dark glasses, and definitely the way they kind of hold their sides and stuff like that. They're packing guns of some kind. Yeah. And like as you guys approach, Abaddon, just says something under his breath, and they kind of relax a little bit and kind of step to the side a little, allowing you guys to walk into the circle perimeter, because like it's Grand Central Station. There's massive, milling of people, and there's just this little circle that just people are not walking into. It's like they're not like
Abaddon, Nazis. How's everybody doing?
Let's not like start with the aggression, Songbird.
Yeah,
that wasn't aggressive. It was a joke.
And like Abaddon kind of looks you over and down, and kind of rolls his eyes. It's like, very well. If everybody is here, and kind of looks Shanna up and down, and like
we briefed Shanna, right?
You arranged. You mentioned allies.
And, no, I mean we told her what, like, don't fuck with this guy, or you're going to kill us. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, not everything needs to be literally said on stream. Stuff happens. But yeah,
just
he kind of looks over. They make, quick introductions. Well, especially with Songbird. Songbbird's Abaddon, Songbird,
Nazis.
Shanna, right. Okay, very well.
It's like a scene from Rocky Horror.
And kind of leads the way.
Rocky Bullwinkle.
No, Rocky Horror Picture Show. But carry on.
I know.
Okay.
That's one of the things you shout.
Oh boy. 1 minute left, and you guys keep interrupting. No. And basically, he leads you guys down through Grand Central Station, basically back into like the back quarters, employees only areas. Oh well, he leads. This entourage of guards kind of lead, and leads you back, and there is this mousy little man in a janitor's closet, sized itty-bitty little, office room full of paperwork and stuff like that. And he kind of looks up, kind of gives a little bow, and kind of moves over, and basically his steps out of the room with you all into this hallway, closes the door, and peripheral mage sight, or active mage sight, casts a space spell as he's kind of, focusing on something, and then pushes the door open, and the doorway has been replaced with, and it probably feels abysmal as the hot, humid, heat of Cambodia pours into this tiny little hallway. And
I picked a bad day to wear jeans.
Hey, Atratus is in all black.
Yeah. Motions and says, and looks at Abaddon and says, they're Praetorian. Our, deal is, we're square now. Panopticon, and walks through, and then you've got like this weird door that's just in the middle of this jungle. The door shuts behind all of you, and you can see Kokur, Barley,
puppy,
and
Mama's
you can
home.
see Kokur kind of there in front of you through the jungle, which actually time-wise is probably nighttime.
Nighttime, yeah.
Time is a thing. And that is where we'll leave it, as the sound of jungle, which we've been in jungle recently. And heat and oppression, and it's just not great. And you've got these 5 suited guards.
It's my third least favorite kind of oppression.
And as soon as step through the space, the suits on the guards, and even Abaddon's clothes all just, you can feel the peripheral mage side as, and now they are like in full military style fatigues, and they all draw various different guns.
Like I said, Nazis.
There you go. That is where we will leave it for this week. It is 9:00 as the cabal arrives in Cambodia with Shanna in tow, as well as Abaddon, the Seer, and 5 men in suits with guns. Of note,
Myrmidons.
Abaddon has a backpack, of stuff and tools, and looks like he's all set, but they don't seem to have brought like food supplies or rations or anything like that.
They don't plan to be here long.
Yeah. And besides, they're mages; they can make
life magic.
Yeah,
you don't need to eat or sleep.
Yep. So cool. So yeah, that is where we leave off, guys. Let me know in the comments. Come by Discord, yeetinto.space. That's a quick link. What's in the temple? I actually do know. Thank you very much. But maybe you have a better idea. And maybe you've got a better idea and I'll steal it. Probably not. I'm pretty happy. Pretty pleased with what we've got going on here. Did I give them enough shit? Did I give them enough shit to deal with? Seers, Bound, Grimoire, Panopticon, Praetorian, Myrmidons, and protecting Shaman.
Really?
Puppy.
And Puppy. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. And this will be kind of good. So yeah, come by Discord, chat with us, hang out, give us some ideas of episode titles. I know some of you have already been posting some stuff. Some of you have been saying, quick, everybody change your name to Michael. Seriously, come on, really? Don't do this to me. Speaking of...
change your name to Drew.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Drew, another Drew. No, that's just not great. But do come by Patreon, patreon.com/occultistsanonymous or staylucky.club. Like I said, last episode, Network's character sheet is still up for vote and poll stuff, and we'll post his character sheet completed so you guys can have an idea of what Networks is like. Nameless and Accursed has come out. Link is in chat and in the episode notes and stuff like that. And if you buy that, we get a little bit, which goes towards me buying more Mage and just other Chronicles of Darkness books. Right, check out Legend Lore, super cool 5e setting campaign. Ikasai, right?
Isekai.
Dang it! Style 5e game. So you are a person going into the fantasy world. Be who you want to be. Look how you want to look. Super cool stuff.
Be a dragon.
Fuck how you want to fuck.
Yep. Wait, be a dragon?
Is that not a thing you can do?
I have no idea. I haven't really looked into it.
It should be.
It should be. But yeah, I mean, you are 5e character, D&D characters. So I don't know that. Yeah. But yeah, and it's very, very cool. It's based off a comic called The Realm or Guild Realms or something like that, and kind of turned into its own thing. It's very, very cool. And has some, bring in your kind of meta knowledge of, you're a person in a fantasy world, a modern person in a fantasy world. Definitely cool. Oh, and of course, like any Onyx Path thing, it's if you back it on the Kickstarter, you get the previews, so you can actually go check it out, and you're like, oh man, this is cool, but it's not for me. That's cool. You can actually withdraw your pledge, and it's fine. Or you can pledge for $1. Be like, I support this, and I like this, and I'm gonna check out the previews, but I'm not ready to buy $1. And you get all the previews and stuff like that. So it's for me, it's one of my favorite things about Onyx Path. It's like I can check this out and see if it's actually for me. That's it, I guess. Happy 1-year anniversary.
Yeah. Stay lucky.
Bye.
Bye.